Assalamu alaikum dear students. Now we have another topic abiotic factor इसमें और एक factor है that is water. Water is the second most important factor. Second most important factor. Important factor. Second most important factor next to temperature. Next to temperature. Now, which influences the life of organisms? Which influences the life of organisms? And it is said to be, water is said to be elixir of life. Elixir of life. That is, life on earth originated in water and is unsustainable without water. I may repeat it, water is the elixir of life. That is, life cannot exist without water. And life on earth originated in water and is unsustainable without water. On the basis of moisture availability, terrestrial plants have been categorized into different types such as mesophytes. These need abundant moisture. These are land plants, but they need abundant moisture. There is moderate availability, and there is xerophytes. These have dry habitats and they have less availability of water, very less availability of water. And there are hydrophytes. These hydrophytes are found in wet areas or water. Now, the productivity and distribution of plants is also the productivity and distribution. Productivity and distribution of plants is also heavily dependent upon upon water. Now, the clarity of water for aquatic organisms, or you can say the clarity of water is one factor, and there is salt content. There is depth of water, and water currents जो हैं, clarity of water, there is salt content, depth of water, and water currents. Etc. These determine the growth and distribution of plants and animals. These factors of water, these determine the growth and distribution of plants and animals. For aquatic organisms, that is those live in water, aquatic organisms, the chemical composition for aquatic organisms, the chemical composition and pH of water, chemical composition, number one, the pH of water is very important, the salt concentration also, affects the animals and is measured as salinity. That is in parts per trillion or parts per thousand. Parts per thousand or parts per trillion. Parts per thousand. Last time we discussed this, and you have to remember that you have to define the salinity, and on the basis of the range of tolerance, so how these organisms tolerate the salinity. On the basis of range of tolerance of salinities, organisms have been divided into two types. It is urehaline and there is cetanohaline. We have already discussed these. Urehaline means these can tolerate wide range of salinity. Salmon fish मैंने बताया था आपको. Cetanohaline can tolerate narrow range of salinity, that is shark. Now there is a question that if a marine fish is placed in in a freshwater aquarium, if a marine fish is placed in a freshwater aquarium, the fish will not be able to survive. Because of osmoregulation. That is regulation of entry and exit of water. That is water content. Osmoregulation problems. The marine fish is adapted to live in saline water. So if it is kept in fresh water, it will not be able to cope with outside hypotonic, that is water, pure water, fresh water, hypotonic environment, and would face the death. It may die. It is very simple. Now likewise, many freshwater animals cannot live. Many freshwater animals cannot live for long in seawater. And vice versa, because of the osmotic problems or osmoregulation problems. they would face. Now below 5,000 to 6,000 meters in ocean, below 5,000 to 6,000 meters in ocean, the area is called abyssal zone. It is called as abyssal zone. It is the largest area and covers about 60% of abyssal zone. It covers about 60% of the Earth's surface. That means most of the oceans जो हैं, they have the depth about 5,000 to 6,000 meters or 5 to 6 kilometers. Here the pressure exceeds, जो यहाँ पर pressure है, that exceeds 200 atmospheres. And water जो है, it is cold and settled. Cold and settled, it cannot move. There is no sunlight. There is no sunlight. No sunlight. Hence, there is no vitamin D for bone formation because of no sunlight. Hence there is no vitamin D for bone formation. There is deficiency of calcium in water. Deficiency of calcium in water. Hence the spines and appendages also do not develop. There is no calcium in water. So hence the spines and appendages also do not develop. Now due to lack of calcium also, the other skeletal support, the fish and crustaceans of deep sea are very delicately structured. So, जो deep sea में होते हैं, the deep sea crustaceans जो हैं, they are delicate in structure. Now most benthic means which are on the surface, on the bottom of the oceans. Most benthic that live near our bottom sea are scavengers, and those are scavengers. Now on the basis of the stratum or position, there are the planktons on the water surface. These are on the surface of water, and there are then active. Those are called as nectons, fishes, etc. And which are on the bottom of the ocean, those are called as benthic or benthos. These are benthic at the bottom of the ocean, water body. These are actively swimming है ये, actively swimming in between the depths. These are called as the nectons, and there are zooplanktons and phytoplanktons on the surface of water. Now these benthic जो हैं, benthic are mostly scavengers, that is they live on the bottom of the oceans or at the bottom of the water bodies.